recording?
What's up, dude? Happy Friday. Let me get some of our sponsor juice here.
Dude, I thought about going to the store and getting a Red Bull and doing the same exact thing, but I had a coffee earlier, so it's probably not a good idea.
You had some coffee earlier, but let me tell you, just like traveling all week and getting in yesterday, I'm still a little tired. So I need just a little extra boost to get me through this awesome edition of Partially Biased.
Let's go.
Let's go. You ready to start? Holden? Ready for the show?
I think I'm ready, dude. It's Friday. I'm pumped up. You got any plans this weekend?
Dude, no. My freaking girlfriend's out of town. Weird flex. And I'm going to do nothing. I think I'm just going to chill at home and watch a heck ton of foosball, brother. I tell you what.
I don't know, dude.
What about you?
I'm a sucker for punishment, so maybe I'll just head over to FedEx Field and watch the Chiefs run one up on us. How about that?
Hey, we'll talk more about that later, but let's go get started. My name's Sean, and I'm partial to the Bills.
I'm Holden. I'm partial to the Washington football team.
And this is partially biased. Partially biased. The show with biased takes from partially biased fans. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Holden, what stuck out to you last week?
Stuck out to me last week, bro. Kind of the game that you called, man. The Bills looking like a powerhouse right now, dude. Like
what? No.
Like a real like yes, dude. Like a real team that's gonna. I mean, a lot of people had them as like Super Bowl contenders this year, but after knocking off the Chiefs like the way that they did, and I thought that game was going to be closer. I think a lot of people did. I kind of wanted the Chiefs to win, so I didn't have to play them on a loss. But you know what? It's okay. It was good for you. Big win for you guys. That was one that definitely stuck out. What about you?
Dude, you know what? Not to copycat, maybe I should have started, but, I had my whole Bills rant last episode. But yes, that was the game that stuck out to me. If I was going to have like a non-biased one, maybe Chargers Browns, because that game was insane. We'll get into that a little later. But
that game was,
no, Bills Chiefs, absolutely insane. Called it. Never had a doubt. I kind of knew that's how that was going to go, start to finish, and I bet accordingly with it. I knew the Chiefs were frauds. I knew that our defense was going to ball the frick out,
Yeah.
And so that was big. And I think that was a big test, because now I feel like for the past two seasons, we've been little brother to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs, we go in to play them, we're like, oh, this is cute, but we're still going to whoop you, and then we just came out in 18 points, we beat them by the same spread that we had when we played the Texans, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which is insane when you think about it. And just, I was so ecstatic by that game. It was incredible. Rain delay and all, even though I was like, oh no. But yeah, what's up?
Another game that stuck out to me was my game. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm getting a little frustrated. The defense isn't showing up. Secondary problems. Game was in reach. There were positions in that game where you could have won that game.
Yeah.
You give up a Hail Mary touchdown at the end. Nobody jumps. You give up the bomb to start. Look, that was a play right there that was one of those that attributed to us losing that game. You can't give up a quick 7 like that right before the half. When you get the ball back, all the momentum was going in our favor, and then it just gets ripped away. You get yourself a loss, dig yourself in a hole. It's getting a little frustrating, but you know what? I'm pretty used to that, so it's okay.
Dude, it is what it is, but dude, it's just that sucks. And correct me if I'm wrong, and we can go further into why you think that happened, because I'm curious, but it correct me if I'm wrong here. This may be too hot of a take, but is it time to move on from Jack Del Rio as defensive coordinator? Do you think that's potentially the issue? I feel the whole season, and I think the majority opinion is that this roster defensively, at least front seven, is extremely talented. You got a lot of money tied up in it, and it's not even producing 15th in the league, medium of the road. We're talking bottom of the league, So do you make a defensive coordinator change?
See, I think it's too early for that right this second. I think just because they're still within reach, I guess you could say. Philadelphia doesn't really look great. The Giants, I think, don't look great. the Cowboys are really the only team that we have to worry about, and they do look really good.
Yeah.
But we don't have to play them until December, and we get them twice in December. A lot can change in a month and a half. And, I mean, I'm obviously optimistic about it, but I want to say that I think there will be improvements eventually. I just would have expected to see them sooner. And, I mean, if you're seeing this stat where we're still the 31st ranked defense, in 3 weeks, then, yeah, maybe there is something that needs to change. But if we're not getting progressively better week by week, like, I feel like a fan base would want to turn on him. I don't think Ron Rivera is going to do anything because it's so early. It's still very early, and we did kind of start gelling early, or we started gelling better last year toward the end of our season anyway. Yeah. So maybe that's what happens. I don't know. It just stinks, but whatever, man. I like football all around, so there's plenty of other things to get excited about anyway. So,
I mean, it definitely does stink because I feel no team is really perfect in week one, or like at least in the beginning of the season. I mean, look at the Packers week one. I mean, they got blown up by the Saints, and now it's like they're playing some of their best ball. And I feel like Bills too, like,
Yo, you got a fire alarm in there, bro?
Yeah, dude. I'm not leaving though. I don't trust that. That's crazy.
Dude, you ever do that? Dude, like, that's wild, bro. I'm pretty sure October's like safety month.
It could be.
No way, dude.
Bro, I'm not leaving. I know that's so dumb, but I feel like I've had a few of these in my apartment. I don't leave.
Hey, if this place burns down while you're doing this podcast, that is dedication.
That's how dedicated I am to this shit. I put this shit in my veins. Woo! Nah, bro, but damn, this stupid alarm got me sidetracked. I mean, this just shows the lengths we go through to, put out a quality product every week.
Hey, man, like I said, I love it. A little bit of authenticity. Help me out.
Authenticity. Authenticism. I don't know. Yeah, man. But I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I feel like there are teams that like we're good and are only getting better. And I feel like not that every team is on the same path. Like you can peak at different times. And part of me hopes like the Bills aren't peaking too early. But I feel it's just at this point where it's like we're towards the middle of the season. And like you want to start playing your best ball. And like when you talk about how last season with Washington, how like towards the end it's like, oh, they were really gelling and they were really getting some stuff together. And you're like, you don't want to be impatient, but you're like, okay, like, is this gonna happen? I
know we need to get into like going actually into this week, and I
know we do. We can just do that right now. I was just like,
I need to say one thing.
Yeah,
I need to remember to tell myself that we won the division last year at 7-9. I'm not going to say it fell into our laps, but a lot of people would say it did. But we did what we had to do, and we won our division. We won the games we needed to. This is still a very young team. It's a team with no definitive answer at quarterback.
No.
And I need to tell myself that eventually, if we don't, take a deep run into the playoffs, it shouldn't be. I think the expectations of us winning the division last year had everybody like Washington, when really this team still has some room to grow, and Ron is still building this process. So that's what gives me hope for the future. But still going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs this week. Let's go, baby.
Dude, I hope so. But yeah, on that note, I just wanted to like talk that about with you because I feel our teams are just in like not totally different points, but we just are. Like it's just kind of crazy how there can be that much of a difference, between divisions in this league of 32 teams, it's just crazy on that. But let's go ahead. Let's start off maybe just a slight Thursday night recap. We won't get into all of week because that is the start of week 6. So we won't get into week 5. But what stuck out to you last night? How'd you like that game?
That was a weird game, man. Like that was super weird because I feel like the Buccaneers like were going to blow the doors off of them. And then like somehow the Eagles stuck around. And then like just when you think the Buccaneers are going to like find a way to like let them back in, they have a big play that keeps them in winning position or whatever. And it's just like that just happened the whole game. I don't understand why they decided to go for 2 when Jalen Hurts got that touchdown. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you just keep it a touchdown game. What's the point? I'm obviously glad that the Bucs won just for the sake of the division. Leonard Fournette had a good day.
He did.
He's starting to get really like
Lombardi Lenny, he's starting to get
Get
going.
playoff Lenny going right now. This is the time where you're going to start you're going to have to start piling up some division wins here pretty soon in the mid section of your season. So that's good to see him get going. Mm-hmm. I think everybody expected them to win. I just think it seemed like they could have blown the doors off and decided not to. So I don't know.
Dude, I'm right there with you because, I don't know about you, but I bet on that game pretty hard because I got them early last week, and I got the Bucks at 6.5, and then I know everyone's like, "Oh, 7's too much." I'm like, "Well, I love 6.5 because I feel this is a touchdown game, and it should have been." And I should have absolutely cucked at the last second. I was pissed. I was like, "How the hell?" Especially because I think I had some other bets of, I took Bucks total points too, which was over 30. So all they needed a field goal, and that would have hit too. So,
and I think they missed a field goal. I think they missed one.
Ryan Suckup? No, I think that was the Eagles. I don't think Suckup missed any. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Dude, it was just so dumb because I didn't realize I was watching at the end of the fourth last night, and I was hoping that the Bucks would pick up that first down and score just for emphasis and put it away.
Yeah.
And they literally picked up that first down. They're like, oh, and now we can run the clock out. And I'm like,
now they can just
I'm just like, shit, should I have been rooting for them to not get that? And then they're like, well, now it's fourth, and we don't have enough. I was just because that was the Eagles' last time out, and I was like, holy cow, Tom Brady, I hate you. Just do what you're supposed to do. But Eagles are weird, man. I don't know how they stuck in that game, especially because I feel Jalen Hurts was playing terrible.
Oh, dude, he did not look good. And I mean, he does his thing on the ground per usual, but I mean, whether it be an accuracy thing or whether this week he just did not look good. I mean,
and I don't know if it was the offensive line or what, but I felt like he had no time to throw. That could have
been it. Yeah, Lane Johnson was out, so I know that's one of their star pieces on that side of the line. They didn't play well enough for it to be a 6-point game, I think, which was just the odd part about it. So
it just made no sense.
You look at the stats and it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. But
especially to quote Troy Aikman from last night, I think he said something like, I don't know where the Bucks went for that on fourth down when they were driving and they went for it instead of punting. He was like, I think if you punt there, I don't think the Eagles have enough gas in the tank to march down the field, 70, 80 yards, but instead they gave it up with only 50 and they were able to score. And I was like, well, shit, that's a really good point too. And I'm just like, damn, Vegas knew something. They made a call. I swear they're out to get me. But
dude, you don't think there's actually a fire in there, do you?
Dude, I hope not. I've seen some people walk behind me, so
I've seen a couple people too. I guess nobody's
I think if it was serious, they would be like, "Hey, you gotta get out of here. There's a fire." But I'm on the second floor of the building, so I'm fire travels up. So part of me is maybe it's on the 7th floor, so it wouldn't affect me. Otherwise, I feel I would hear smell something, and then this is really dumb, but knowing my building's layout, I'm just how would a fire start here unless it was electrical? I think there's one restaurant down here or whatever, so maybe it's over there, but that's on the other side of the building. I'm not even questioning it, which may be really dumb.
Second floor, you could get away with jumping from the second floor and being okay probably if need be.
Oh, there are no windows on the second floor, I don't think. But
okay.
I think the siren stopped. I mean, the lights are
still
flashing.
Let's go.
But yeah,
perfect time.
Hey, I'll tell you what, perfect time to move on. Dolphins, Jags, second London game. Apparently Tua coming back in this. I feel really bad for the city of London. I don't know. I think in between the league owners meetings, they're almost kind of casually oh, hey, two worst teams, you got to go. All these good teams won't do it. You never hear about the Cowboys playing in London,
No. Well, they could play in London because they're not good. Okay, they're good.
But I feel the Jags are just that team that is always there. And part of me is because I think they have the only foreign owner in the league. Was it Sean Khan or whatever? Cool dude, crazy mustache. But part of me is oh, he's an international dude. You never know. It could be just testing those waters. But anyway, who you like here? Miami's a 3-point favorite. One win between both of these teams.
I know. And like you were saying, it's they don't really pick great teams to go to these games.
Nah.
Well, last London game actually turned out to be a closer good. It turned out to be a good game for the fans, I guess, and that's important.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jags here, man. I like the Jags to get. I don't know. Yeah, I'll take the Jags to get their first win of the season. I don't know. I just feel Tua coming back. I don't know if it's official that he's coming back. I mean, I know they said he's going to suit up. I don't know if he's going to play, but I haven't seen anything from Brissett. I'm not even really much of a Tua believer, and I just think they just haven't looked good at all. So I'm just going to roll with the Jags this week. Jags put up some points against the Titans. I know they lost, and I know we were joking about that game, saying like, "Look, Jags." When we kind of knew that the Titans were going to win, but
for sure.
we were trying
we were just so mad at Ryan Tannehill,
speak it into existence, kind of thing. But I do think the Jags will get their first win of the season. Dolphins are just kind of falling off, man.
Dude,
a lot of expectations, and they're falling off.
I mean, I hate this game. I think you do too. I don't know anyone who would love this game, even if you are a Jags or a Dolphins fan. Like, looking at the Jaguars at 0-5 right now, it's like kind of tough to. I think they're the only winless team except for Detroit.
It's like, the Lions, Lions.
Yeah, well. It's just like weird to think like, oh, could these two teams go winless? And like, I don't see Detroit doing it. I haven't looked at either their schedules for the rest of the week, but I'm like, could the Jags go back to back in first round picks and like still keep Urban Meyer as head coach? But I guess if I have to pick someone, I'm going to pick the Dolphins. I don't know why. I'm not a big Tua guy either. I've been very adamant about that the past 2 seasons. And, sorry to all the Dolphins fans that like listen to this. You should have traded him. I mean, maybe if y'all got Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers, you'd have a much better chance. But because the coaching isn't bad, but I think the Jags, just after that scandal with Urban Meyer, I'm like, how do you play for this guy? Like, how do you,
Yeah.
It just seems kind of like a dumpster fire.
I'm just taking it just because I think I like Trevor Lawrence better as a quarterback, and I don't even really like. And I just feel like in this battle, and I know he's not playing against Tua, but I just like Trevor more than Tua in this matchup. And I mean, there's really there's no explanation for it. I kind of feel like it's hard to go defeated. We keep saying that every week. Eventually, a team's got to get their win. I feel like the Jazz could get it this week. So I'm gonna
just one of those things. You're so frustrated. It's like we got to get a win. We're not going winless,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit, that would stink. All right, cool. So moving on, going to the NFC now. Packers Bears. The Bears. I think this line has moved up. It's Green Bay -6.
It did. It definitely did.
That's crazy.
Think at 4.5, 5.5.
Yeah, I like a better 4.5.
Definitely take the Packers here again. I know they haven't been like super
close game last week.
Yeah, really close game last week. Really crazy game actually. Missing those field goal after trading missing field goals. But yeah, I think it's just another one of those things where Aaron Rodgers just kind of owns the Bears and owns most of his division for the most part.
He really does.
I think they're going to they're going to get the win. And yeah, I think they cover 6. I don't even know who's starting. I don't even know is Justin Fields starting, I guess? Justin Fields?
I thought Nagy officially announced that he was going to be the starter the rest of the year.
I just didn't know if he got hurt. I don't know why.
True.
He
there was one week where they said that. They were like, oh, it could be Andy. It could be Justin. It could be what's his face?
Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. Yeah, it could be either one of those 3. So that's a tough one. I'm gonna roll Pack here. I mean, that may be the obvious pick. I don't know so much about Green Bay -6, but I do feel like you said, the Packers own this division. They own this league. So why go with them until they prove you otherwise? And
definitely,
the Bears defense scares me a little, but I don't know.
Yeah, they are pretty good, and this could be one of those tighter division games. But do you know if it's in Green Bay?
Yeah, I can look real quick, but just quick side note. I feel like Chicago losing their starting running back Montgomery is a huge difference maker, honestly. They're playing in Chicago. So
playing in Chicago?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll still go the Packers.
Yeah, I'll go to Pack there. I'll go with the Pack. Go Pack, go. All right. Keeping it AFC NFC matchup. So here we go. Bengals Lions. Now this is an interesting one. So I really don't have too many strong thoughts on this. What about you?
I originally really liked the Bengals here. Mm-hmm. And then I kept second guessing myself just because I feel like the Lions have been in so many tight, close games where it's just like they're this close to winning a game. Their head coach is crying after the loss because he just feels for how bad this is. And it's like, it stinks for him and his team for being that close. But I am going to take the Bengals. I don't know if I like it at -3.5. But I'll take the win.
I don't know. You feel what is it, Bengals quarterback taking that like throat contusion or whatever? Like you think that's going to affect anything at all? No, I don't think so
Nah,
either.
that dude's just Joe Burrow. I mean, eventually it'll die off, but that dude's made of like brick right now. The way he's playing, I mean, he gets thrown around and somehow it's just like comes back from this stuff. I don't know. I mean, there was one hit last year that he got before he tore his ACL where his neck looked like it was like
Oh yeah,
dislodged, and he just like got back up. I mean, it won't last, but for right now, I think he's the better quarterback, and I think they're going to win.
dude. Hey, just to keep copying you, I guess I think with all these bye weeks, it's really tough to get contentious. But we'll see with the later half of these picks. But yeah, dude, freaking Bengals. I agree with you here. I feel bad for the Lions. I do. I don't know. The Dan Campbell tears, I feel like that's been like portrayed in different ways. And for me, I love that. It's like, wow, this dude really cares and really cares for his players. Like he's not just a player's coach like Rex Ryan, like a guy who's like fun, you know? Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, like he's kind of a hard ass, but like he like mentally is in the trenches with his players, like, you know, like
Well, see, and that's where I get a little thrown
mhm,
off because it's like I think the tears show that you care, but at the same time, I think you could channel that and care by being pissed off. And like if I were him, I'd be sad, but I'd also be just like
I think it's
I get
both.
more I get more mad when we lose. Like I don't really
Hmm.
get sad because it's just like I mean, it's football. Like I got real
Hmm.
stuff to be sad about. Like I just get mad. I'm like I just get angry. And it's just like if I were
Get
him, I'd just be like,
angry.
we're just getting ticked off. And next week, which could be, could be a trap game, if you will, for the Bengals too, because it's like the Lions could come out and just smoke them for some reason because they're so pissed off of how close it's been the past few weeks. But
Yeah, I mean they
you know
definitely
what?
could, and not to like I don't know like shit on any AFC North like team fans, but like the Bengals are very much in a position to win that division because I mean they
Yeah,
could
still
like I
are.
mean we can't
They
rule
still
them
are.
out. We can't rule
No,
them
you
out.
can't
So
until we see them against their division opponents. We can't yet. So
no, so but I'll take the Bengals
I
here. I don't think I'm going to bet on it, but yeah. So we're
no,
on the
not gonna
Bengals.
bet 'em.
Moving on, AFC South divisional matchup. This one's interesting. Battle of the 1-4s. Texans Colts. Colts are favored by 10 right now.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not.
insane.
That's a big spread, but I'll take the Colts to win. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll take the. I don't. I wouldn't take the -10. It's just that seems like a lot.
Yeah. Ton
I
of
do.
points.
I feel bad for the Colts fans too because I mean that they had that Monday night game won, wrapped up, and then Lamar Jackson turned it on. Still got Colts +7, so I was happy, but it was just like that. That was inexcusable. When I see that stuff break down as a football fan and as a team, you feel sick if you put yourself in those positions, being like, how do you lose that game? Like you had that thing locked up, and
The fourth quarter is owned by Lamar Jackson. It's like so weird. I was watching that game. I know you and me were going back and forth in one of our group chats. Like I even said something as like crazy or like accusatory as like I was like, dang, does Lamar Jackson like work with a throwing coach in the offseason? Because he's turfing a lot of these, or like he had that turnover right at the end zone, that fumble. And I'm just like, oh, come on, dude. You're the most athletic guy in the field. Like, just maybe like pull it back just a little bit. You don't have to Superman everything, you know? But
yeah,
when it came down, like when I saw that they were only down by 18 points or something like that, I was like, I think the Ravens can still come back. I'm ticked. I missed out on the -7 because I know last week you and me were like not at each other's throats, but we were just like, we're like, no, like we were on both sides of the fence and very passionate about where we stood. And you know this, maybe the viewers don't. I kept this a little to the chest here, but I went 9-12 on bets that night. And
yeah.
I didn't know that stupid rule where they don't kick the extra point in overtime.
Well, that's
And if
when
they
I knew.
had, I would have pushed. And so I would have been 10-12, which is nuts.
Yeah, that you had a good night, and
Great night.
that game did freaking piss me off too because I had an alternate under that ended up just getting destroyed because of the fact that it went to overtime. But yeah, I
Yep.
said once it's going to overtime, I was like, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna get the cover. But
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe the Colts blew that game because I kind of liked the Colts in that game and the way it was going. I'm like, wow, like
Yeah,
everything that I thought was actually going to happen, and it just football's wild like that. So
it
yeah, I'm
is.
gonna take the Colts this week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I necessarily like them to cover 10, especially after what I saw last week.
Yep.
So I'll just take the Colts to win, and Texans obviously would cover that. So
Yeah. I'm taking the Colts too, just to keep on this train of like us calling the same thing. I will say Texans put up a better fight against the Patriots, or not was the Patriots than I thought they
Yeah.
would. You know,
Oh yeah,
like I think
that
that
was a
was
close
good.
game.
It
Yeah,
was.
they almost had that for
Yeah,
real.
ruined some bets for me. I hated it, but
I think David Mills, or was it Davis or David
mm,
Mills had like a solid night. Like he had a good day. So
he's got that long ass neck. That's why. But yeah, I think you're totally right about the Colts. I think watching them Monday night too really has showed me that like, oh, Carson Wentz can still play.
oh
Like,
yeah,
the running game is really like starting to like gain traction, and like they're able to pass the ball. Like they're doing a lot of things right. Still playing like decent defense.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
until it foiled, like they played a damn near perfect game against
yeah.
the Ravens. Like really.
I mean, if that
So
game ends
and
at halftime, game of two halves, it's like Colts were the definite winners. And like I kind of was feeling on the opposite of how you were. Like I was like, dang, this is not going well, not going how I thought at all. So maybe this
yeah,
Colts team has some fight to them. We'll see how it goes later on in the week. But
long season, long
yeah,
season.
we'll get into that a little bit more when we get to the Ravens later down the line. But here we go. Big NFC matchup. I actually love this game. Rams, Giants. I'm gonna pick here. It's got to be the Rams. Don't overthink this game. Giants, Daniel Jones is still out with a concussion. He's training to play, but I'm still not going to trust that because I still think he's just like not even a 50-50 quarterback, but it's just like 25% of the time he's like competent, and the other times he sucks. Saquon Barkley's out with a nasty ankle injury. I know they got some wide receiver that's kind of trending up, but I don't think their defense can hold them. I think the Rams are starting to play some of their best football. I think they really took that L from Arizona a few weeks ago right on the chin, and they're just starting the trend better. And so I think they just roll a bad Giants team, even though I know this Giants team gave them a really good fight last year, but I don't care. Like Rams aren't injured, they're healthier, they're playing better. Take the Rams. I'm going to go ahead and take the spread, which is at 5.5 too. So that may
Wait,
even
the
take
spread's at this. Hold on, the spread's at -5.5.
Sorry, I read that wrong. -9.5. I'll take that. I think this is a
Okay.
two-score
Yeah.
game.
Well, so I saw it was at -10 when it opened up, and I think that was because everybody was thinking that Daniel Jones wasn't going to play, and then Daniel Jones is trending to play, and it goes to like -8 was the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying like I don't care if it's -8 or -10. I don't care if Daniel Jones not or Mike Glennon. I'm taking the Rams to win that. Like I'll take that spread all day. I would take it at that's like one of those rare spreads that I would take like that -10, minus whatever, because I think the Rams are going to roll the Giants this week.
I mean, I feel not that they have to, but like part of me is like, oh, like is this a trap just because how much I love this game? But it's just I feel you just can't overthink it. I feel like Aaron Donald alone is just going to destroy Daniel Jones one good hit, and he's down again. Or like Jalen Ramsey is going to lock down whoever their number one is, and like I don't know, the Rams have been running the ball really well, so they're just going to control clock the whole time. I just don't. Like.
It's the Rams, dude. You like this to me could end up being like the Tampa Bay Miami game from last week. Like I could see them winning this game like very comfortably. So
very, very comfortably. It is kind of a higher over. I mean, 48.5. I maybe like the under there just for the fact of the running game. But yeah, no, this should not be close in my opinion.
Yeah.
But moving on to your game of the week. Your game of the week. Chiefs, Washington. You know what? I feel you've picked a few going in here. I'm just going to keep rolling. I know I picked the last one, but I'm sorry, man. I think it's got to be Chiefs. I mean, I know the Chiefs have already lost back-to-backs, but I just don't see them doing that. I think the Washington team is giving up a ton of points unless we see that the defense somehow pulls it together, and unless the Chiefs are literally just spiraling, not having Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What is it? Their tight end just having kind of an offish year. Patrick Mahomes, turf and summer, just no defense there. Unless they totally fumble it, I think the Chiefs win pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the general. That's the knowledge part of me saying, yeah, that's going to happen. But I feel like we could definitely get a win. I'm going to take Washington money line. I'm not going to personally bet it. I think they're going to win. Even as an unbiased fan, like I try to take the unbiased out of it. I really think that Heineke typically will come back off a bad game and play pretty well. I think he's going to have a really good day against a really bad defense. I know our defense isn't much better, but if we
I think on paper it is though.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
if
yeah.
y'all were able to click and give them like a rough time, especially your pass rush, like if you see what the Bills did last week and like all week you're just telling your guys this is what we need to do, and
Yeah.
you're able to do it maybe even half as good, and just
Yeah.
make sure you get points every time you're on offense, even if it's a field goal, then I think you could win.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because it's like I don't see the Chiefs going 2-4, and I'm having a tough
Yeah.
time I'm having a tough time in my head seeing that. But at the same time, like I feel like I was that guy last year
Mm-hmm.
when we were playing against Steelers who were 11-0, and I was like, I think we can win this game when everyone's like, there's no chance, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like we could. Like I really deep down as a fan, you feel it. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
it this week. If it was in Kansas City, I probably would be the other way, just because it's like double that'd be a double tough task to to actually go into Arrowhead in that environment and win. Not that our stadium's much of a home field advantage. We've got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these distractions coming out from media.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Who could
shadowing
forget
with
that?
Sean Taylor, shadowing with Sean Taylor's
Mm-hmm.
retirement, which I think that can be somewhat of an emotional thing. Where I do think Landon Collins is a huge Sean Taylor guy.
He is.
I
I
think
forgot about
I
that.
think I could see him just trying to ball out. Not that he doesn't every week, but like really
Yeah.
just it's a mental thing sometimes with some of these players, and it's just like he's going to be at home retiring his favorite player. There will never be a number 21 for
And there shouldn't
Washington,
be.
and there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Maybe the emotion comes out and we get a little lucky when it comes to the way the ball bounces, if you will. And yeah, upset alert. Washington 3-3, back to
I'm about
500.
it. Quick
Let's
side
go.
note, I love, or I don't love it, but like I like the over here. Like at 54, like I think both teams like put up a lot of points last week, and the defense is not looking good. If you could like go ahead and maybe do an alternate one, if you could just lower it 1 or 2 points, or if you tease it with something else, I think that's really great. I think that's a good bet right there. But quick side note on the Washington thing. I know we talked about Washington a lot last week and this week, but how do you? And we'll get into like the Gruden stuff and the emails and Bruce Allen that later, probably when we get to the Raiders game. But how do you feel about like I feel I've read something that this has been planned, but they just didn't really advertise it that they were going to retire it. But like, do you believe that? How do you feel about the timing of Sean Taylor's jersey retirement?
I mean, I don't think they were necessary. I think they were just trying to cover it with bad PR, and they were trying to cover it with some good media. And I mean, that's typically
Mm-hmm.
how this stuff goes in the front office. I mean, at the end of the day, like I love Jason Wright as the team president, but he
Yeah.
still has a boss and an owner named Dan Snyder. And that's just the fact of the matter. So however you want to look at it, oh, we love this guy. I love Ron Rivera. I love his style. I love it. He
Yeah.
still has an owner named Dan Snyder. So I can't get too
Mm-hmm.
excited about some of this stuff sometimes, but I do trust this team more than I have in previous years when Bruce Allen was was a
Mm-hmm.
team president, was a GM.
Yeah.
I just think that this was something that eventually was going to happen. I don't know if they necessarily planned it for it to be this week or not. I doubt
Yeah.
it, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be done. And guess what? It's getting done. So I don't care. I'll
Okay.
be there. I'm going to rep, and it's going to be a pretty cool thing to see. So like I
Yeah.
said, emotion games.
You gonna cry?
Never know. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Not gonna rule it out. Not gonna rule it out.
We'll see what happens in there, man. It can get emotional. So I mean,
Yeah.
I was a kid when I watched him play, and
Yeah.
it was. Let's just say that since 2007, there hasn't been a safety presence really back there, or much of a defense since then. I mean,
Yeah.
the last time we won a playoff game was in 2005. That was because of Sean Taylor and that
Mm-hmm.
defense and his leadership and his ability to play football. And yeah, I mean, we haven't had a guy like that back there since. And that's a huge, if you have a safety back there like that, who's that caliber level talent, he can change your whole squad and make everybody else better. I feel like Sean Taylor made the rest of that team better.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that as a player, excel the level of play from guys who maybe aren't at your skill set. And he was able to do that. So
yeah. And it's definitely one of those like rare cases that really like strikes you where it's just like, oh, the what ifs, like a guy really cut down his prime and just like, it sucks you don't get to, I mean, for a variety of levels, like not just his personal loss and his family's loss and his loved one's loss, but just like, as a fan and someone who really rallies around that. And like you mentioned it, like someone you watched as a kid, like maybe your child hero, and like, you would think this is a nice moment, like, oh, well, we retired like his jersey for, this this tragedy, and now it's like
yeah,
kind of masked in with this other crap, for no other better word,
yeah.
But just to
I mean,
preview it a
look,
little
I feel like we're never gonna get. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was just gonna say we're never gonna get fully away from all the front office stuff.
Of course.
When Dan Snyder's gonna be the owner. So
yeah. I think you summed it up well, and I think you're just like, you're glad it's happening, and like that's the most important thing to you and to the fans, and like I think that's a good attitude about it, because like like I feel the fans, they know like, oh, we hate our owner, we want him to sell the team, blah blah blah, but you know what, like this isn't about that. This is about Sean MF Taylor, and that's how it's going to be.
That's it. Yep.
But just to preview it a little bit, since you're going to the game, just for our fans, for those out there who don't follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, but Holden, you're gonna be doing some live stuff, aren't you? I believe, like a little bit here and there.
I'll just be posting some live. I'll probably have Patrick Mahomes run a touchdown in right in front of my face. So if anybody wants to see a live look of my view of that, I'll post some stories. Maybe do a little Insta live video. Little stream. Maybe some tailgate action. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I like that.
Really
I
rowdy.
love that.
We
love getting a little rowdy.
Bud Light Celsius, man. One too many Bud Light Celsius.
You can't. The Heineken Celsius, the Heineken Celsius,
the Bud Lighticky, dude.
The Bud Lighticky, man.
Oh, dude, we'll see. It'll be fun. I'm going with my wife and a couple of friends, so it'll be a good time.
Dude, nice, dude. Hey, love to see it. If you're trying to come through after, let me know.
Oh, forgot about that. Yeah, man.
On there, right down the road here in Washington, D.C. But we've talked about this game a lot. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it rolling. Vikings, Panthers. I called the last two. Holden, who do you got in this? Kind of a good game.
Panthers are +3.5.
+2.5.
Plus
according to ESPN. Looking at my phone right now.
Interest. I can't tell if that moved. I don't know if ESPN updates.
I think it moved a little.
Did it? Yeah. I'll go, and I don't think Christian McCaffrey's playing.
That is big.
This is a weird one. This is kind of a weird game.
I'm actually pretty clear on it, I think.
You are like I kind of want to take the Panthers, but like there's this other side of me that's telling me I don't know. That's why I'm saying I kind of want to, but that's why I'm saying there's this other part of me that's saying no, it's the Vikings. It's the Vikings. So yeah, I am gonna take the Vikings, but there is a little part of me that's like I still kind of like this Panthers team, but then again, you know what? I rolled with the Panthers last week and they killed me, so screw it. We're going Vikings this week.
Dude, I am all over the Vikings here. I may come to regret this now that I'm saying it out loud, but I think the Vikings is like the clear pick here. I like the Panthers. I like their coaching. Their defense is good. I think Sam Darnold is kind of folding a little. I think he needs that presence of CMC to kind of like take some pressure off him, so he doesn't have to throw the ball more than 30 times a game. I think the Vikings are probably the best team with a losing record right now, just of talent. I think when Kirk has a clean pocket, so I don't know how good the Panthers pass rush is, but I think it's not good enough to really affect him too much. Also, Dalvin Cook is trending to play this week too, which is huge because I feel that's just that X factor, takes pressure off him. I think the Vikings play good defense. I think the Vikings win by a field goal for sure, or at least cover it, So I love that a lot.
Okay, yeah. Now I'm gonna go Vikings. I probably won't really touch
even go crazy and just sprinkle a money line.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Don't even mess with the points, bro. Don't even mess with the points. Just take it.
Yeah, just take the money line for sure.
Vikings probably get that one, and they're probably also a little bit. They've got some momentum and some spark after what they were able to do last week. Getting that last second field goal too. So yeah, that's a good call.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. So we got Chargers, Ravens.
Chargers, Ravens. I'm going Chargers, dude.
Dude, I love that you say that because I am all about the Bolts here too. Like just seeing how good of a fight that the Colts put up against the Ravens last week. I just think that there's like not no way, but I think like in how good the Chargers offense is, Baltimore hasn't played an offense this good this season.
Dude, I think Eckler is not that he hasn't been. Yeah. He's going to eat up on that Ravens defense.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Up.
For sure,
oh, man.
Dude. Dude, in that Chargers defense, I think they're going to eat up on Lamar like pretty heavy. Like I think it's crazy that Baltimore is the favorite team here. Like I think Vegas really messed up on this one.
Yeah. Is it +2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that plus 2.5 all day.
That's another spread money line one too. I have it in a couple teasers and parlays. Like I like that a lot. Oh, and I really like the over in this one. The over under is 51, so lower than our Chiefs Washington game. And you see how many points that Baltimore put up last week. You saw how many points the Chargers put up last week. I mean, they almost put 51 up themselves, you know?
Yeah, they almost put a 50 burger up, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think 51 is not there. So I'd take the Bolts and definitely take the over. So,
yeah.
But and just keep it rolling for time's sake. All right, Cardinals Browns. Recent news today: Nick Chubb not playing. Kareem Hunt questionable with a wrist injury. As a Kareem Hunt fantasy owner, I'm really hoping he's healthy because he's been playing well, and especially with him getting more touches, I love that a lot. Who do you like in this game?
I like. This is going to be a good game too. I kind of like the Cardinals in this game. Kind of like the Cardinals. Yeah. Don't know really have much reasoning behind it. I just feel like this week I just like them a little bit better than I do the Browns. I think they're both good teams. I just feel like with the injury to Nick Chubb, and I think Kareem Hunt can get it done, but even if he's a little banged up, like it still scares me a little bit. And I don't know if you can rely on Baker to use his arm and win you a game with kind of limited weapons. I mean, he's got Odell, who's been getting frustrated about his target share, and you've probably heard stuff about that. And it's just like,
is he really? Because I know that was a huge issue like last year,
yeah.
You know, and I would feel with Landry out like that, maybe he should get some more, but then maybe he's like, oh, you know, Odell did come back from like a pretty serious injury. Maybe he's not 100% yet, but I don't know.
I mean, I saw some report that came out there where he was like, I want more targets. I'm getting like 3 or 4 a game. Like he wants 10, you know, it's just like, he wants the ability to, he wants the opportunity, and he wants to get the ball in his hand.
I think you should at least like want to drive. Like if you're going to have maybe like 6 to 10 offensive drives a game, like I think he should get at least one. I mean, you don't want to force it to him, but
the only undefeated team is a underdog in this matchup.
That's insane, isn't it? Like I don't understand that line at all, unless they just know something we don't.
That's kind of why I would just take the 2.5 or whatever and just roll with the Cardinals. Cause I mean, they're 5-0 for a reason. I mean, so
this is true. And I don't know, like to last week, I mean, just to like, I mean, credit myself a little here. Yeah, pat myself on the back. Like I said that the 49ers would give the Cardinals a hard time because I feel the coaching was so good there. You know, pat on my back. Thank you. But and I feel if Trey Lance like maybe had just like another game under his belt, a little bit more experience, like they were in position to win that game, and they could.
Yeah, they definitely had opportunities. It was closer than I think. I don't think they were able to get the full cover, but I mean,
but they were really close. They were like a point off.
Close. Yeah, it was a close game. It was a close game.
It was one of those. But I don't know. I think I saw some stat that the Browns head coach hasn't, like, while he's been head coach of the Browns, they haven't lost back-to-back games. So that kind of worries me a little bit. But I don't know if that's true. But, you know, I'm going to stick with you here. I'm going to roll the cards too. I think you're right. Them being 5-0, the last undefeated team, finding a way to win, just maintaining to be talented, making the right decisions. Kyler Murray, a sleeper for, not even a sleeper, but like a front runner for potential MVP, probably with Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. But yeah, so I like that. And I do like them covering the spread too as well, because I know the Browns had a tough loss, but
I think if Nick Chubb wasn't, I'd probably lean more toward the Brown side, just because I think he can wear you down and open up opportunities.
Agreed.
He's that style runner, but without him, I mean, that's a big piece, man. He's been their workhorse right now. So
100%.
He's able to get them going and open up opportunities. So yeah.
Dang. All right, cool. All right, well, moving on to a crazy game. I mean, it's just tough, and I think we got to talk about it a little bit. I know we try not to get too political on here because this is, you know, first and foremost an NFL podcast show and gambling show. But Raiders, Broncos. I think we have to do our due diligence as fans and as I guess upstanding people or whatever. But I can't believe all that stuff that came out about John Gruden and how it's connected to Bruce Allen and all the other stuff, and just like, I mean
dude, I'm not really surprised, just because like Bruce Allen's a scumbag, dude. He's just a scum. Yeah. And, you know, he has ties to John Gruden and Jay Gruden. And I don't know, man, they're just scumbags, and I don't really have much more to say. They're skeevy people, and I don't like it. And, you know, him dipping out of the organization like that, just with like nothing said. He's just like, I'm resigning, peace out. It's just like, you just won't own up to who you are, and you're just trying to hide, and nobody's ever going to hear from you again, and you're going to be under a rock for the rest
Yeah.
of your. I mean, people are, because dude, if he's seen, or people see him out and about, like they're gonna. I mean, I haven't heard a peep out of Bruce Allen ever since we let him go,
Nope.
and it's just like, why do you think that is? Because people don't like the guy, so. And that's just the kind of people that they are. So
I think it's just crazy because I think it was 2 weeks ago, we heard about that email where he used that terms for what was it, like some former ESPN official or whatever, like from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like, and we don't know this guy personally. And like, so I have no idea, but I think it's just crazy. And it's just crazy, like the depth of it, like, and just like, he just checked off so many like messed up things, like offending so many different groups and stuff that you shouldn't say. It's just like crazy to me. But then I'm kind of buying into the conspiracy side of it, of like, it's a little weird how like a little bit was like released here, and then like a week later nothing happened, so like a little more was released, and it's all stuff from when he was before he was an NFL employee, right? When he was still an employee for ESPN, and ESPN hasn't talked about that at all. They haven't talked about how they employed that guy. You know what I mean? Like Tampa's like, we're taking him off our Ring of Honor and all this stuff. And it's like, well, and we're not going to look through any more of the emails either. It's like, how many more NFL like employees are on that list saying like messed up shit, and they're just not going to dive into it anymore. But like they really went after John Gruden, and it makes me kind of wonder why. So I think we are not done with this issue, and like, who knows? Maybe we'll never really get closure on it. But I guess good for the Raiders and their owner for making the right decision. Tell them like, hey, like, yeah, sorry, that's a no. Like, you got to go.
Yeah,
like,
you got to get out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that being said, I don't know what to think of this game, because part of me thinks like, okay, Raiders, no coach. They started off hot. People were calling Derek Carr MVP, all that stuff, and part of me thinks like, this scandal maybe is a distraction, so they lose. But then part of me thinks like, well, what if this is a rallying point for them, like them as a team, their leadership, Max Crosby, Derek Carr, that one, what was it, Carl Nassib, they all get together and like rally the team, like, forget this scandal, forget this stuff, we're balling for each other, the guy next to you in black and silver, we're going out and playing for that, no one else, and they rally. So I don't know. This game's really confusing to me. Like, do you have any thoughts?
I typically will, and I'm with you. Like typically, like after a guy, the way that this happened, it wasn't like, it wasn't like they let go of a upstanding citizen who's just like, all this, this like nice guy. They're like, unfortunately the season's not going their way, and then they let go of the guy, and everybody's kind of depleted. I feel like people are going to be like, okay, you said some jacked up things, like good riddance. We're going to show you what we can do without you. And I think they're going to have I think this is going to be like the second thing you said, where they're going to rally, and, we'll see. I mean, cause sometimes those things can be distractions, but a lot of the times I feel like when you let go of a coach, like typically the guy that comes in as the interim, sometimes those guys just rally around you, and that, there's still a good football team, but this also is a division game, and the Broncos and the Raiders both started off 3-0, so it'll be competitive, it'll be good. I think the Raiders get a win. So
you know what, I'm gonna go on the complete opposite of it. Really thinking about the players involved in that, because that sucks. It sucks to have your season upended by something like that has nothing to do with you. And I know a lot of them who are close to Gruden probably feel especially betrayed, like, wow, I didn't even know this dude, like, and I thought I did. And like, so, I mean, that sucks. But I think the Broncos use it as a different rallying point. Like, oh, F the Raiders, F John Gruden. Like, we're going to go out and we're going to play some ball, And yeah, so I think the Broncos come out and get a dub here. Broncos being a 4-point spread, I think, is a little too much. I think that if this was 2.5, I would take the spread. But otherwise, I'd stay away from it. But yeah, I like the Broncos. So we'll see where we lie next week. Now, this game, we'll love this next game. Now that we're off such a serious topic, back to maybe a little more fun stuff. Cowboys, Pats. I love the boys here. I've loved the boys all year. I know you're going to hate hearing this whole – I know you are. But The boys now, I think I took them early in the week as a -4 favorite, but ESPN says they're -3 right now. I would take that again. I think they steamroll the Patriots. I think the Patriots have been showing a little bit of fight to them, but I think the boys are just too talented. Like Dak playing out of his mind, Micah Parsons, potential defensive rookie of the year candidate, Trayvon Diggs, potential defensive MVP, run game going well. I don't think the Pats have enough to stop this. I don't know why this line is so low. I think it should be higher. And bold prediction, I think we could see the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl. I'm laying that out here. I know that pisses you off to hear it, but they are playing. Who else in the NFC is going to stop them? Maybe
I'm gonna
Tampa
tell
Bay.
you, dude.
The
Okay,
AFC is better than the NFC this year.
I don't want to get too
I know
deep
that was a
into it.
lot. Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into the Cowboys in my look, it's not that I don't think anybody likes any team in their division.
No.
What frustrates me, everybody is just because it's America's team and everybody's just all over the world just likes them for some reason. But to me, until I see Dak Prescott and this team actually prove that they can sustain the success, I cannot choose them to be in an NFC Championship game when Dak Prescott's won a playoff game or two, maybe. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I think maybe 2 playoff games he's won, and I've never seen anything past that. They always fold in these big moments. They have all this. Everybody's getting excited. They're 4-1. That's awesome. Congratulations. Last time I checked, that doesn't get you into the playoffs.
That's true. A lot of season left.
They're doing hot. They're hot right now. They're hot right now. Are they peaking too early? I don't know.
Hold up, little slight audio issue here. Let's see if we can work through it. Maybe Holden's just too riled up. Accidentally hit the escape button. Oh, that might have been what happened. All right, Holden's muted now, so we'll see if we can get this resolved.
What is up, bro? What happened?
Dude, I don't know, man. I think you just got so
I'll
passionate.
tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened. The football gods didn't want me to finish my rant because they knew I was right, okay? They know I'm right, okay? Because the Cowboys are not going anywhere this year. Anybody that wants to take them in the, to win the Super Bowl or to make it to the NFC Championship game, it's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, it's too much hype because it's always hype. Until proven otherwise, it's not going to happen. I will say this. They do look good. They're 4-1. I get it. Patriots are going to win this game this weekend. All right, next.
All right, we'll see what happens. So this is another weird one that I just have no idea what to make of. Seahawks Steelers. You know what? I called the last one, so you call this one. This is a weird game. Pittsburgh line has moved up to -5. Thoughts?
I have no clue why I'm doing this.
Oh, no.
I'm going, dude. I have no
what?
clue. Seahawks. Yeah, dude. I have no idea why. It's just because it's like Geno. Like, okay, typically, sometimes a veteran, it's not like you're a young vet. You're an experienced veteran.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes guys like that can come in and actually play well. And he did play pretty well last week until he threw an interception. That was terrible. But it was like, that was his first game action. He's coming in here. He's going to be fired up. I still think they've got weapons. And I think Juju out. Big Ben still not, to me, looked a little bit better, but still not. Still doesn't look like
on his last legs, man.
Yeah, still to me isn't just all there. I think Najee Harris is. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to go through Najee Harris. But I don't know, man. For some reason, I like the Seahawks in this spot at +5. So I'll take that +5, and I could see them winning this game, man. It sounds ridiculous, but it's just like it's just the spot that they're in. I happen to like it. I don't know why.
It's crazy.
It's a good coaching battle. Good coaching battle.
Oh, for sure. I mean, great coaches at it. Yeah, no, I have a lot of thoughts actually. You jogged a lot for me, but I'm kind of with you on this because I've hated this game. We've talked about it on a lot of different friend groups and people being like, no, I like the Steelers here just because I think this is finally their chance, blah, blah, blah. But I am with you on this. I do think the Seahawks actually win here. I still don't like this Pittsburgh team. I think it goes one of two ways. Either Pittsburgh defense just keeps him in it all game, and Geno Smith is the Geno Smith that we know from the Jets, just a turnover machine, and Minkah Fitzpatrick and Joe Hayden have themselves a field day,
Yeah.
Or But then like I see how he came out, and like just knowing how the Seahawks organization is run, I believe they've always had it that their backup quarterback is also a team captain, and like we'll go out and do the coin tosses and all that stuff. So like this
Yep.
is a guy that is liked in the locker room. His teammates will play for him, I think, like it's not
Yeah.
some random guy that we don't really know. Oh, this guy can't play. So I like the Hawks here just because I think, and it's just so weird because like I think you kind of touched on it a little, but the Seahawks are just the more talented team. I mean, Tyler Lockett is a stud. DK Metcalf is still going to get done. They're still finding a way to play ball, and it's weird to say out loud because I know the Steelers have talent. I feel historically have been great at finding talent. Like Claypool's great. Their other wide receiver Johnson is great. Their tight end isn't bad. Najee Harris is a stud. And if we're going to go look back historically at the great wide receiver they've had, like having Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, of just like developing guys. But I think it's just too much. I think the Seahawks, like you said, are the better team. And I think shockingly the healthier team.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't love the game, but I just feel like in this spot, I like the Seahawks. Don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet on it, but
I'm not gonna bet on that game. No, definitely not. It's a weird. That's anytime there's a new quarterback or whatever, it's kind of a tough thing to go in there and do. But I just like the Seahawks.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that's great. All right, here we go. My game of the week, the game everyone should watch. Bills Titans. Bills on the revenge tour of teams that they lost to last year, the Chiefs, and the second one being the Titans. This line has moved a ton, starting off as low as -3.5. Last I saw it got as high as like -6, maybe even -7. Right now, ESPN has them as -5.5, which I think is accurate. I took a look at the line with my book before the show, and I love the Bills at 3.5. I love them at 6. I love them at 5.5. I will take them every day of the week until I'm proven wrong. That is a partially biased take. I think they are playing the best football in the NFL right now, offensively, defensively. I will say my one concern is Derrick Henry, because I feel the way our defense is structured, his type of running and the way they feed him the ball is just tough for us. And like that kind of showed last year. But our defensive line is no joke. We have 9 guys playing, I think, 20% of snaps. So this is a nice fresh rotation, guys who come in there and put in pressure. I think we bottle up the run. We let Tannehill make mistakes on secondary eats, and we win this game. So I would take the Bills spread. I'll go ahead and take the total points scored. Haven't looked at that yet. Don't think if that's out. If it's anywhere near 30, I'm taking that. I'm taking the first half. I'm taking it all. So love the Bills here. All right. That's my little rant. Holden.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills too. Whatever, -5.5, I would take that. Yeah, I'm not pretty much everything you said. I mean, you're the Bills fan. I'm gonna ride with you on this one. So,
I mean, our
Bills.
defense is just nuts, bro. It's just nuts. And yeah, this is a Titans team. Granted, they had banged up Julio and AJ Brown, but lost to the Jets. And credit to the Jets there. But this Bills defense, even if it is a shootout, I think the Titans defense stinks. Their only good player is their safety, Bard or whatever, and that's it. Everyone else is a no-name nobody. Well, except for Bud Dupree, but I don't know if he's healthy or not. But screw that guy.
I don't know. He's back and forth. Yeah, I don't know if he's healthy or not this week, but yeah. I think too, like having Emmanuel Sanders, I don't think we have yet to see Diggs have one of his days yet. And Knox is kind of coming into his own, becoming a really threat. Dude, if only they could get just some sort of a not to rag on Singletary or any of the guys you guys have, but just some sort of a stud RB.
Yeah,
it would be game over, and it kind of already is a lot of times because Josh Allen can take over. And run the ball effectively and smart. So, but yeah, I definitely think the Bills are going to win this one. The biggest thing is shut down Derrick Henry, and I think McDermott will find a way.
I think so too. I mean, I've said this time and time again. So last year, this is not the same Bills defense of last year, and I think that is making all the difference. You saw that especially with Greg Rousseau, a freaking defensive end who I forgot, was it Chris Collins or whatever? He got it so wrong. He was saying, "Oh, he's 6'6". This guy is 6'8". I am not surprised that he was able to get up there and block a pass. And he played wide receiver in high school, so he had the hands to bring it down,
Yeah.
So I do think that is the difference maker. Take them all the way. Yeah. No, that's I guess that's what they got. But right before we get into best bets real quick, let's just shout out our fake sponsor again. That was fun last week, wasn't it, Holden? I'm gonna let you take it off. Tell me about how much you love our fake sponsor, Red Bull.
Red Bull helps you win your bets, number one.
That's
number
right.
two, it gets Sean just from here to here. And I love to see Sean up here, baby. You don't know Sean unless you've seen Sean up here. And yeah, dude, we love Red Bull. Thank you for sending us that case. We have been crushing it. I prefer the sugar-free in my vodka Red Bulls because I don't like to have my heart pounding out of my chest.
Yes.
But I drink a vodka Red Bull or two pretty much almost every day. And on the weekends, I crush those things. Thank you, Red Bull. Shoot, send us another case, man. We'll try the watermelon ones, the pineapple ones. We'll try
the
them
citron, whatever, kiwi. We'll try it all. We're a Red Bull podcast. That's for darn sure. It's not Red Bull gives you wings. For us, it's Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wins. Helps you see through all the lines, through all the crap, to find the real winners in your line. So get some Red Bull today. All right, that's enough for our fake sponsor. We're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up here with best bets. Holden, are there any bets that are just must bets? Must bets. I know that you like to dial up the can't lose parlay later on in the week, which is an exclusive to our Twitter and Instagram. So everyone's got to follow that to get that bet. But
they've been a little cold streak, which I knew was coming. They always,
which means you're ready to break into a hot streak any second. This is going to be the weekend.
If I was going to do like a regular best bet, I'd probably say Cardinals plus 2.5, and I also like Bolts plus 2.5. I like both of those teams. Maybe even like throwing those two in a 6-point teaser because it's like I don't see those guys, either one of those teams, losing by 2 possessions. But really like both of those, and then I typically. I don't know if it's a homer pick or not, but I don't care. I think Antonio Gibson's going to get in the end zone this week. So if you want to take him as an anytime, he scored the past 3 weeks, and I didn't take him the first 2 weeks, and it's been like they were trying to get him going. This Chiefs defense is so bad.
Stinks.
I feel like he's got to get in the end. He's got to get in the end zone at least one time. He had 2 last week, one against Atlanta, one against Buffalo.
Just thinking about it.
Got to get in the end zone this week. I'm definitely going to take that. I do love some anytime touchdown scored plays because most of them are plus money for the majority. Like if you can get a plus money play like that, it's basically saying he's going to score a TD. I think he scores a TD this week. So what about him?
Oh man. Well, obviously you got to take the Bills. Doesn't matter the spread. Just take them, put your mortgage on it, put your car on it, put your wife's wedding ring on it. That is just an obvious best bet. I like a little parlay or teaser action for the following. All right, take the Rams, take the spread, take them with a money line parlay. Do you
like the Rams? I'm going to throw in the Rams. I like the Rams.
Yeah, you got to have that. Love that. I would take the Chiefs. I would go ahead and alternate spread that down to -6.5, just so if they do win by exactly a touchdown, your ass is covered there. If you don't like that, don't. Take the alternate on the over too. That's great. If you can get it to 50 or a little under, I think that's a pretty safe bet. Yeah. Love the Chargers. Take the money line, take the spread, take the over. Yeah. And then also take the Cowboys. Take that spread. Love that. Get a little parlay teaser action with those 4 or 5 bets. I think you're looking at some great money there. So those are my best bets. That's all I got. Make sure you follow, like and subscribe. What are you going to do, Holden? What do we want the fellas at home to do?
Like and subscribe.
It doesn't have to be in that order. You can subscribe and then like. I don't care. You got to do it. It's the best thing to do. You're going to thank yourself a week, 2 weeks from now. Your wife, your girlfriend, your mother's going to thank you. Everyone's going to be like, wow, this is a partially biased person. We're not going to say dude because, we do want female listeners. I know there's some football ladies out there. I haven't met one yet, but one of these days I will.
That's right.
But make sure to follow the Twitter, the Insta, everything, and
hey, you nailed it, bro. You
always have a great weekend,
hey,
and make sure to look out for Holden's live stream.
Live streams. Hope you win all your bets. Me too. I hope I win all mine. I hope you win all yours. I'm about to go wrap it up so I can go home and start drinking a vodka Red Bull, baby.
Woo! We'd love to see that. All right. Thanks for listening. Holden, have a great weekend. Hope you win all your bets. Got to.
The Washington football team.
Go Bills. Love you guys.
Love you, bro. Peace.
Let's just go and see the world and just show them what it really means to live like golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. Yeah, about to see it shine, 'cause we're golden.
$12 million.
15.
Insurance policy.
$15 million.